Good morning, Chair Esquivel and board members. My name is Vivian Hallowell, and first of all, I want to state my appreciation to the staff for all the hard work they've done and for this public conversation where everyone gets to weigh in. It's really helpful in making government work better for the public. My family's been fishing for 50 years. That's supported our family well, and we provide a reliable domestic food supply to the market when we have salmon. We fished all up and down the California coast. We bring heart-healthy, local, high-quality protein to market. And we need these fish stock watering flows in order to provide that food crop. So it's another food crop that's grown with water from these rivers. The recovery strategy for California coho salmon has two objectives, one of which is to delist these fish by having viable, healthy populations. And the second objective, supported by Fish and Wildlife when they developed that recovery strategy, is a harvestable surplus for fishery-dependent communities, such as ocean commercial sport, in-river sport, and tribal fisheries. So farmers have their tractors, and we have boats for harvesting food. And when we have no fishing, we still have our fixed costs. I want to thank Board Member McGuire for talking about the costs and losses to these other communities that are also trying to make a living and provide food, and that these costs to us are not included in the fiscal analysis, but they're huge. We have a lot of people who are tied up right now and can't fish for salmon. We're hopeful that the improvements in these major important watersheds, the Scott and Shasta, will help, as well as the access to the Upper Klamath. So we understand what it's like to have losses from not being able to apply your trade. The curtailment of fishing for these healthier stocks like Chinook and are a way that we have of providing stewardship, because they protect the weaker stocks like the coho that we're trying to bring back from the verge of extinction. Now, if you put these emergency flows in place for this year, which I support, that even if it turns out that it was a good water year and there's lots of water in the river, then it won't hurt anybody to have these minimum flow requirements, because there'll be more water than that. If there's not enough water later in the year, then we need to have those minimum flows in place and have them supported with the monitoring and the other things that we've asked for in our comments. So we really appreciate the efforts of farmers and ranchers on the Scott and Shasta rivers who are trying to help the fish and participate in voluntary efforts. As we're all in this together, if we lose these fish, they're gone for good. Right now, we're not even close to a recovery of the ESA listed stocks. But we see benefit in the past 3 years from these curtailments that have been in effect. And even though they are costly in the short term, the environment and the ecosystem supports all of us in the long term, is economically beneficial to everyone. So our short-term costs are, we're not fishing, farmers can't grow as much. So please put these limits into effect in case we need them this summer. That's about it on my comments today. We need to recover these iconic fish that so many communities rely on. and still have farming and ranching in the valley. Thank you.